Yo, what's up? It's SNT and you're watching episode 23 of the Bike Show. This is the weekly series where we check out some of your amazing bike builds that you have submitted to the email address that's down in the description and on the screen right now. But before we get into today's episode and check out the amazing supermotos that you guys have submitted to the show, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn it red, join the squad, and like the video, subscribe. Let's start the show with the first bike of the day, which is a Husqvarna SM 125 from Sweden. They bought the bike in a really rough condition. Pretty much everything on the bike was broken, including the engine that was seized and did not work at all. They took apart the bike and completely rebuilt it and replaced a lot of parts like cylinder, piston, crankshaft, bearings, etc. just to get this thing to work. And some of the most interesting parts that are on this bike includes a body racing carbon exhaust, keen 36mm carburetor, KRR box, reed valve and intake manifold, Westner forged piston, fork strings, 2-component paint on the frame and swing arm, powder coated a lot of parts, polished the rims, tinted the headlight, and new plastics with a homemade graphics kit. It's really fun to see that they saved a bike like this, which was in really rough condition when they bought it, and completely rebuilt it and turned it into the beauty it is today. They did a fantastic job with this, and I love how much they put work and effort into this bike, and they even made a graphics kit themselves, which is really fun to see. If you want to see more builds from these guys, make sure to check them out on Instagram, KRR.Moto I think they're called. They do some fantastic job on bikes. They take really worn down bikes in really bad condition and completely rebuild them, just like this Husqvarna, and some bikes are even in worse condition, and they turn them into super beautiful mint condition bikes, which is really fun to see. So make sure to check them out on Instagram. Maybe they will post more of their builds on the Instagram once you guys start checking it out. So make sure to check it out on Instagram. But overall, it's a really beautiful bike. Really fun to see that they're putting a lot of effort into this bike, rebuilding it themselves, doing most of the work themselves at home. It's always fun to see that, and they definitely did a great job with this bike since it turned out amazing. So I just want to say thank you so much for sending it in to the SNT Bike Show. Moving on, we have a 2007 Yamaha YZ 125 Supermoto from Finland. He bought it as a dirt bike and then he turned it into a supermoto. And some of the things that are done to this bike includes a set of blue 17-inch VMX Supermoto wheels, 320mm front brake disc, FMF fatty with a titanium muffler, Mikuni 38mm carburetor, LED light bar, blue bling bling parts, black plastics restyle kit, and with a 1338 gearing it does about 105 km/h on GPS. But he wants a heavier gearing that's more optimized for the street, which I personally can totally understand. My KTM has 1350, which is a really good enduro gearing, but for the street it sucks. It's not a good gearing on the street. I think most people run like 1444 or 1442 on a supermoto, and I think that's like the perfect like balance where it's still like good acceleration, but it's good enough so you can cruise and just ride comfortably on the street, but you can still do wheelies and have fun and mess around and stuff like that. So I think that is the best balance gearing. So I definitely understand why he wants a heavier gearing. I think this bike turned out amazing. I really like the black and blue look with the gold forks. It really works together. 3 colors that never fails to work together. Blue, black and gold. 3 perfect colors if you want an easy color scheme to work with. Like however you do it with black and blue and gold, it is always gonna look good. I'm telling you, those 3 colors, they never look bad. They always look good together. So that's definitely a good color scheme. But the only thing I would have changed on this bike is the white fork guards. I would have got some black fork guards to really match the rest of the bike, but I'm sure you're gonna get that in the future to make it look a lot better. So good luck moving forward, and thank you so much for sending it in to the SNT Bike Show. Moving on, we have a 2013 KTM EXC 125 Sixdays Supermoto project from Finland. It started out as a normal KTM Sixdays, but he wanted to put his own touch on his bike and make it truly his own bike. So during this winter, he completely rebuilt the bike and put his own touch on it. And some of the things that are done to this bike includes powder coated the frame, orange bling bling parts, Pro Circuit R304 muffler, 1442 gearing, and a custom OEM graphics kit, which made a huge difference to the overall appearance of this bike. I really like the fact they're going for the OEM style graphics kit. I think KTM has done a really good job setting the base for the design of the OEM graphics. It's a really good design, but at the same time, it's kind of boring to have those graphics, the stock graphics, because everybody has it, I feel like, and it's nothing unique. But the base is there, it really looks good, and the design is there. So what this guy did, he got a custom OEM graphic, which is a little bit tweaked from what I understand to make it look a little bit more unique, but still have that KTM factory vibe. I don't know, it's a really cool graphics kit. I really like it. It looks really good on this bike and completely transformed it. Like, looking at the before and after on this bike, it's like a whole new bike. It looks a lot newer and a lot better now with the new graphics kit, which is always fun to see. I think he did a great job picking the parts on this bike and really putting it all together. It looks really good, and usually I would recommend carbon fuel tank covers, but on this bike, when you're going for really bright colors and a bright color scheme in general, it looks really good. Like, I think the transparent tank actually fits this bike better than it would have done with a black tank or with carbon fuel tank covers. Just looks good as it is right now. I don't have anything else to add to this bike. This is an absolute beauty. Thank you so much for sending it in to the SNT Bike Show. Now we have a 2016 Husqvarna 2-stroke Enduro 125 from Sweden. This looks like it's Husky Kid's old bike, judging from the graphics kit, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it is his old bike. Even though this bike looked really good from the beginning, he wanted to put his own touch on this bike and make it truly his own bike. He did a few changes and added a few parts which completely transformed the look of this bike, and some of those things include a set of 17-inch VMX Supermoto wheels, Motomaster 320mm front brake disc, and a custom Bold Designs graphics kit to really tie it all together and make it look really good. I think it made a huge difference, especially with this color scheme you're going for on this plastic kit now, with the blue, white and black look instead of the fluo yellow and black look you had before. Because what this does now is that when you have white on the plastic kit, it actually matches the frame. It didn't look too bad before. It definitely stuck out a little bit with the white frame and fluo yellow and black graphics kit. It didn't really work together, but now when you have a blue and white graphics kit, it definitely works really good with the frame and makes it look like it belongs on there, which is always fun to see. But overall, you did a great job with this bike, matching all the colors and making it work together. Blue is a really nice color scheme, and you definitely made a good job complementing that with the black and white look of the rest of the bike, with the frame and everything like that. And the bold graphics kit always looks so good. Like, Bold Designers definitely know what they're doing when it comes to graphics, and this bike is no exception. Thank you so much for sending it in to the SNT Bike Show. We started this episode with a Yamaha YZ 125 Supermoto, so I thought why not end it with another Yamaha YZ 125 Supermoto project, and this one is from Sweden. This is the same guy who has been on the show before with his Husqvarna TC 125 Supermoto, but now he's back with a Yamaha YZ 125 Supermoto. He bought the bike with a HDS full system exhaust and a Yamaha YZ 2020 restyle plastic kit to give it a more updated look. But since he wanted to ride comfortably on the street, he also got a set of blue Warp 9 17-inch Supermoto wheels and a 320mm front brake disc to match the Supermoto wheels. I think the YZ 125 is a beautiful dirt bike and is a perfect base to do a cool Supermoto build. It just works perfectly as a Supermoto and as a dirt bike. It looks really good and it's a fun base. Like, it has so much potential to do crazy stuff. It has a nice, just clean base which looks so good if you ride it stock like this guy does with the blue and white black plastic kit, or if you get a nice graphics kit on here, you paint the plastics, whatever you do. The Yamaha YZ is a perfect base to do some cool stuff with, and this one is no exception. It's super clean with just the Supermoto wheels and a full system exhaust, but it still looks really cool. Thank you so much for sending it in to the SNT Bike Show. But that was the 5 amazing bikes from this week's bike show, and if you have not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and join the squad on the road to 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Make sure you let me know in the comment section down below which bike was your favorite. Being YZT, and I'll see you in the next one. They take like really bad condition bikes and completely rebuild them into jag kan inte snacka. Alltså, I can't fucking talk today. Yeah.